This is Offside Hockey Talk, where the Maple Leafs and hockey come to talk.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Offside Hockey Talk, where hockey comes to talk. We're going to start off today's show a little bit negative, which is unfortunate. I live around the London area, and recently a player from the London Knights was pronounced dead this past Friday. Abakar Kazbekov passed away suddenly Friday, I think. They had to cancel a game between London and the Flint Firebirds on Saturday. 3 years ago, Abakar came over from Moscow to come and play minor hockey here, and he spent 21 games with the Knights over the past 2 seasons. His sudden death stunned the Ontario Hockey League. The commissioner, David Branch, called it a devastating loss. And Londoner Morgan and the police chief both issuing public statements. Our heartfelt condolences to Abakar's family and loved ones, including his London Knights teammates and the entire Knights organization. Obviously, at a young age of 18, it is very sudden and sad to say. You don't expect somebody to pass away at such a young age. He obviously meant a lot to the boys of the London Knights. So I assume there's probably going to be a patch on their jersey pretty soon, and we'll share that on our Twitter and whatnot here pretty soon. But I just wanted to say that our thoughts and prayers are with Abakar's family and friends going through this tough time. Now to go into the week. This was a week where streaks were the topic of the land. Good ones were broken and bad ones started, but ladies and gentlemen, the Leafs lost their first 2 regulation games in over a month.
Been a while. Can't remember what that felt like. It was like Pittsburgh in like the beginning of November or something.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, we can lose apparently.
We didn't get a point. Damn, that's weird. What happened?
No.
Yeah, but
there were a couple of tough losses.
Yeah, just a few losses this week. I mean, I'm not worried, but that Rangers and Capitals game's not the greatest effort. Sure, the boys will bounce back.
I didn't watch the Capitals game, but I heard who scored a hat trick, and I was just like,
oh my god, yeah, it was brutal.
Rick?
I mean, I will say I'm happy Ovi didn't score, and then
that is so true.
If he scored, that would have tied his Howe's record, or that would have broken Howe's record.
I don't know what the record is.
I think he scored 800 the other night. So I think Gordie Howe. The record is either 801, I think.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah,
801. It would have tied it.
It would have tied it, and then he needs to break it, and then everyone would have just flopped onto the ice and just celebrated with him, which would have been cool to see in Washington, but not against the Leafs. Never against the Leafs.
No. Never against the Leafs. I did, though, see I went to the bathroom throughout the night, and I saw on Instagram a massive hit that he laid on Timmins, and I was just like,
oh my god, he dumped him right into the boards, or right over the bench.
I was like, how does this happen to a man of his stats? But it's Ovi running at you, so
Ovi is he's a tank out there, man. He will crush you. He's a big boy. I don't know if he's on the rushing gas or not, but he's slugging down Dr. Peppers on the bench and then crushing people on the ice.
He's like, give me all the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, he's a special specimen, but I'm just glad we didn't get to see him because he loves scoring against the Leafs. I'm glad we didn't get to see him tie break any record last night. So that was about the only good thing that happened.
Yes. So the week that was, we went 1-2. Obviously, I think I predicted a 3-0, which kind of sucks, but it's what it is. Nothing good happened from the New York Rangers game. It was the good thing was it was a 2-1 game essentially, with the Leafs getting their chances. Big Four were pretty quiet, which kind of sucks.
I mean, like defensively they looked great. I mean, Matt Murray looked good in my opinion. I thought they just the boys couldn't score, and it just felt like one of those games where they're like it felt like the way they lose to in the playoffs, like a game that's one of the games in the playoffs they lose, and it felt like that against the Rangers. It was weird, but he loves playing against the Leafs, so.
Yeah, he does. You could have laid money on VC scoring too. So.
Oh my God, I had him on my Tim's pick. So I got a 1-day streak going right now.
Yeah, no, it was a subpar game. The last 2 games were very subpar, but the passes weren't crisp. They were behind or in skates, and it was just all off. The team didn't look good. I hope that this run that we went on isn't slowing down because the defense is like finally slowing down and tired. Like I hope this isn't the case. You know what I mean?
No, they'll go through stretches in the season where they just like lose
absolutely,
bro. Like it's bound to happen. So they'll bounce back. We're not going to freak out. They have a pretty good lead in the division right now. So
yeah,
nothing to freak out.
Everybody in Leafs land just tends to hit the panic button, but everybody just stay calm until that panic button gets a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Matt Murray wasn't sharp, and the fans were all over it. Come on, give the guy a break. He's not going to have every game's not going to be perfect.
I mean, he only let in 2 goals. I thought he was great. He looked good, in my opinion. That VC goal maybe he was out of position on that one. I don't remember the other one, but I thought Matt Murray played well. He only let in 2 goals, so the boys didn't get any goal support.
No, and that happens from night to night. There are teams that can shut down the Leafs offensively, and it will happen from time to time. It sucks that Marner's streak ended, but it was something. Obviously, we all knew that was going to come to an end, but I thought it was going to go a little bit longer than this, obviously. But I mean, he's the fifth, sixth player with the longest streak, something like that?
No.
I know he's top 10.
So like for active players, he's the 3rd best.
Third
best.
It's Kane, Crosby, and him, I think.
That's correct, yes. Yeah, Kane and Crosby have longer streaks than he does, but time to make a new one.
Yeah, exactly. Flip the new page. You can start running with it again. Power play did look lost. I don't know. It happens from time to time though. Like I don't think it's really a coaching like thing. I think it's more of like a moment where the guys are just, oh crap. We can't get this going, and it's just a hiccup in their game or for that game,
I don't know if it was both games or just last night, but Keefe decided to run 5 forwards on the power play, which was interesting.
Yes, James. Was it you or James that said that in the convo?
I think it was James. But I noticed it out there. Yeah, they had Bunting instead of like Sandin, and I've liked the way Sandin looks on the power play. So I don't know why they decided to roll with that, but it's I guess they don't really have any. You throw the thing was to put Marner on defense, right? Like at the beginning of the season, I guess this is where he's going to be playing defense, even though Bunting was back there. I don't know. It was really interesting.
Yeah, no, I feel like these are the times where Keefe can dabble in that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He takes the advantage now rather than playoffs, obviously. But it could have been something cool. I love how you're still on Bunting's butt about scoring a goal and
thinking, oh great, value just went up. And by the way, Bunting, James last week, oh, he's an RFA. The Leafs are going to sign him. No, he's a UFA. Like, he's 27 years old. Why? I can't believe we fumbled that one, or James did. Like,
Yeah, James messed that one up big time.
It's gonna be tough to sign him, but yeah, me being pessimistic, Pete, I'm just like, I don't think they're gonna sign Michael Bunting. He wants a big bag, probably more than likely. I mean, he makes.
I don't know. Like it will definitely be 2 contracts by the time he retires, at least minimum. Like he's not gonna get an 8-year contract.
No, yeah, I don't.
I'd say he'd be lucky with a 4-year contract. Bring him to 31, and if he's playing good, he can get another big contract.
Yeah, like, I mean, why isn't Dubas signing him right now? I don't think Dubas is going to make any signings mid-season, seeing as his job's on the line.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course he's allowed to, but
I don't think he's allowed to, though. Allowed to, air quotes, with I guess Shanny saying, "Listen, we gotta wait here. We gotta see."
Yeah, just focus on winning, buddy.
What's that?
I said, yeah, just focus on winning. Buddy. That's number 1 here in Leafs land. So
but
hey, whatever.
Oh, you know what we kind of skipped over was the rumors, or at least one of James's.
I think he's covering it here. Maybe. Hold on. We'll talk about it. I'll make sure. But yeah, 3-1 loss is what it is. Leafs are going to have a couple hiccups here and there. Although this Caps game, I was kind of blown away that, Sonar had a hiccup of a game. I also noticed, I think I was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw that people put Matthews to score on their Tim's thing, and apparently Tim's was like, nah, you can't have that.
But they fixed it. Did they fix it? Fixed it. Yeah. So I got my streak back. So thank God.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I was like, hold on, Timmy's, don't play with us. We need our coffee.
Dare screw me over. I need my coffee. All right.
But yeah, tough game by Sonar. 5-2 loss. Was there any empty nets? I don't know.
5-2. I don't know. I can't remember. I just know Ovi didn't score, so that was good. But yeah,
that was probably actually a very tough game for Samsonov to swallow, considering he was going back to Washington.
Yeah, but he didn't look that good. It was funny to see Ovi and him interact at one point, because I'm sure Ovi's gonna just like breathing all over him like, I'm breaking the record tonight, Ilya. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm burying on you, but he didn't. So
at least Samsonov can hold that one over his head.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, like a bunch of plugs scored for them. They had Eric Gustafsson score a hat trick.
Hat trick, man. Brutal.
And then Trevor, not even James, Trevor Van Riemsdyk scored. And Garrett Hathaway, yeah. Rough game, man. Like Nylander and Matthews score, which is good. Matthews, is it a point streak or no? I don't know if he got an assist on Bunting's goal on.
I don't think he did.
Thursday.
I don't think he did. No, the streak ended out on Thursday night against the Rangers.
Well, that sucks, but
yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Timmins and Comp. But yeah, Nylander continues to stay consistent this year, and I'm loving it. Which kind of brings up, I'm gonna do a little sidetrack here. Do you think the Leafs can afford him?
I was just thinking that, man. Like, what kind of contract do you think he'll get? Like,
I saw this in an article, but I wanted to kind of beat you to it.
Because, like, he's gonna get a pay rate.
6.8? Is he making 6.8, 6.9, something like that?
Around there. And then, like if you look at other guys like JT Miller making $8 million, so Nylander's going to be asking for at least 9 or 10. and then we're only getting
although like I feel like he's
like
comparable to JT Miller, like in a way. He's not physical like him, so you can take that aspect out of Nylander's game. He might. I don't know if he had more points than JT last year, but still, like that's something of a conversation. Like,
yeah. So
I would say anywhere from 8 to 9.5 is my guess, but
8 to 9
could go somewhere else, and I feel like he would get that no matter what. Anyway,
I feel like he's gonna go where the money is, just because of how long he held out for that contract. So there could be a good chance that we either trade him or we let him walk in 2 years after maybe a playoff run.
Who knows? He might not be as successful like wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Although he might not give a crap because he's sitting on sheets. But
yeah, I mean, you want to get
in a
paid.
sense. Yeah,
I don't want to
get paid. Matthews Hold on. Matthews' growth of his 200-foot game is amazing. I've been talking about this with people like in my hockey league and whatever. It is actually something to watch and pay attention to. I was having a chat with my dad today about it. He's like, Matthews isn't like so good this year. I'm like, yeah, but Dad, you got to watch his defensive game.
Like, what's funny though, Dylan, is he is good this year. He's just not.
He's not putting the puck in the net as much as he
because
should.
Everyone is expecting him to get another 60 goals this year. Like he cannot do that every season. But his 200-foot game is unbelievable, man. Like just watch him take away the puck. He'll even fumble. You'll watch him out there. He'll fumble the puck around and still manage to
get it,
keep it on his stick. Yeah, get it away from the other team. It's just he's so good, man. Like, and he's still scoring. Like he's over a point per game right now.
I know.
He's still scoring. It's just he's not putting like my buddy saying the other day. Like Matthews, like your dad. He doesn't look the same. He's still getting a point per game. He's over a point per game.
Yeah, he's playing well, and I think that should be a great focus of his to grow his game overall rather than just the goal aspect of his game. And there was an article that went around saying that McDavid studied Matthew's shot this offseason so that he could have more goals this year. And it's probably something that Matthews did. He was like, who can I focus on, or what can I focus on to improve my overall game rather than just my goal scoring?
And Matthews is probably gonna get some Selke votes this year as well. Like he's
100%. Like I feel like it's first round.
Yeah, with Patrice in the mix, it's always tough to win that award. But he looks great out there on the defensive side. Yeah,
exactly. And it's I've always noticed that he's one of the first people to push the puck out of our end to the wingers. I've always noticed that he's that guy. And I think one of his strongest assets on the defensive side is his stick lift. I don't know why it's so strong, but that's the one thing I notice out there on the ice. He's just like, yup, mine, just going by everybody.
Thank you, come again.
Yeah,
he's got the moves out there.
The OV watch continues. OV's like Pete was saying, he's at 800. I don't know if they had a game today, but he's chasing down Howe. Everybody's been talking about it. I think his. What's that?
What is Gretzky's record? That's like
894.
894. Okay.
I think
he'll be
because he was less than 100 away after when he got 7 something.
Yeah. Man, that's going to be crazy. He is the greatest goal scorer of all time. I don't care what anyone says. He's
OV?
Yeah, best goal scorer of all time. I mean, like, he's on the power play. He's been standing in the same spot every single power play. And he's still, like, See, everyone knows it's coming from that shot, and it still goes in the net every time. It's amazing to watch.
Which is absurd because you would think that they would catch on, but I don't think any. Pardon me, that was disgusting. I don't think anybody wants to stand in front of his shot, to be honest.
No, that's a bullet. That is a missile. You do not want to stand in front of that thing.
No. I think his next game, I just looked it up, is Thursday against Ottawa, which is a strong opponent to score against, I should say. I feel like it could be done that game. Just another team that you could see him putting the puck in the net a bunch in that.
Yeah. Ottawa. I mean, isn't Ottawa picking it up right now? I think they're.
Regardless, their defense sucks. I don't care what anybody says. Their defense sucks.
And their goaltending's a little iffy. Talbot's okay. Forsberg's okay. I have him in fantasy, but nothing too great.
Hey, shout out to Andy driving back from watching 2 Canadians in World Darts Championships in London. That is dope. I love hearing it.
I watch those dart games on TV. It's outrageous. It looks just a huge party. I mean, I'll watch it for 5 minutes or something just to see what everyone's wearing, and I don't know. They take darts very seriously over there, and I love it.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Leafs again, a step off, except the Kampf line. Again, that I think Kampf is driving that line like no tomorrow. He is the man to win draws. He's put something different into his game this year, and I don't know what it is. I cannot pinpoint it, but it's like he just has some other drive in him to just compete at that next level. I can't depict what it is. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like he's like, no, this is my job. I'm gonna win these draws. I'm gonna win this puck battle as hard as I can, and he does really.
He knows his role out there, and he does it well. He wins those face-off draws. He plays well defensively, and here and there when he scores, the Leafs usually win the game. So he's just, I don't know, he just looks great out there. Love David Kampf. What a signing by Dubas.
If you're going to get back in a lane, block the shot. Gio has had a couple of bad ones, and one was a goal. That's tough. My men's league game today, I think we had 3
blocking shots in men's league. Do not.
No, we weren't blocking shots.
Okay.
There was somebody that their opponent was behind our net, and our guy was out front and went off his skate. There was one that was they shot it and it deflected off our stick or something and went in. And I was just like, what the hell are these bad bounces? Dude, we had 3 forward lines and I think 4D, and they had 7 skaters.
Oh my God.
And we lost 5-3. I felt embarrassed.
Oh, buddy, what are you doing?
I felt so embarrassed.
Yeah, it's rough losing those games. Sometimes it's harder to beat a team when they're short. I don't know why, but
it is because I think it's more you're trying to focus more on offense and not defense collectively, and they're just focused on defense.
Yeah, I find when I play those games, I'm just focusing on trying to catch my breath and not waste all my energy. The worst is when you have no one on the bench. I've played one of those games before. It's terrible.
It is terrible. Or there's one guy and you're huffing and puffing every I don't even know. You're getting a freaking shift.
Usually you'll have one guy that'll stay on the entire game. It's a defenseman, and he'll just he'll suck it up. And I'm like, man, that's so hard to do.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a lot of lines, but this next month, we're off the 2 weeks, obviously, for Christmas and New Year's. But apparently, a lot of people are going to be gone, so apparently my cardio's
my men's league has an 11 p.m. game tomorrow. Am I going to that? Absolutely, I am not. Fuck that. I hate
11 p.m.
11 p.m. And then in 2 weeks we have an 11:15 game. Will I go to that? Absolutely not. I just
That's
rather
ridiculous.
force it.
You're done at 1.
Yeah, I get home at 1, can't fall asleep till like 2 or 3, and it's just it makes the next few days so shitty because I'm a zombie the entire day. I need my sleep. I'm such a baby with my sleep. So if I don't get my 7-8 hours, I'm pissed.
Yeah. Well, the Leafs are searching for the spark in this game, and it wasn't happening. By Ovi getting them damn hits, and a defenseman scoring a damn hat trick. The boys couldn't get it going, and it sucked. It sucked that it was Charlie Lindgren that was in net for them, but I guess it is what it is.
What's going on? Is Darcy Kemper hurt, or they played back to back?
He's on IR.
Wow.
Which sucks. Yeah.
Imagine the Leafs almost signed him.
Hats off to Gustafsson. He's only the 4th Swede D-man to score a hat trick. Do you know without looking, you probably looked, but do you know the other 3?
Wait, say it again.
He is the 4th Swede defenseman to score a hat trick. Do you know the other 3 defensemen who have scored a hat trick that are Swedish?
Boreas Salming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the Detroit guy?
Lidstrom.
I
don't know if he misspelled this name or not. Lindholm. I think he meant Lindholm.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
But those are the other 3. Very interesting company to see. But I mean, you don't think of Gustafsson as a top Swedish defenseman, but hey, if the shoe fits, shoe fits. Yeah, we'll move on. The week that will be, we've got Tampa, Flyers, and the Blues. Oh baby, it is the O'Reilly preview. James has been beating the drum. He wants O'Reilly, in a Leafs uniform. Also, to touch in on Morgan Rielly, he is getting on the ice, and Ben is returning ASAP. Obviously, I think we have a couple of games off between now and Christmas, or a couple of days, I should say.
I haven't looked at the schedule yet, but I'm assuming a Christmas break's coming up. Don't they play? They play an early one against Philly. I'm pretty sure it's like usually they have
2 p.m. Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Damn.
I'll just see the start of it, which sucks, but damn, that sucks.
Oh,
we got Tuesday this week, which is redemption against Tampa. I think. Did we lose Tampa? Yeah. Redemption against Tampa.
Tampa in overtime, was it? Yeah.
Yep. 4-3. And then we got the Flyers Thursday, which is 22nd. We have no game this weekend. And then we got the Blues next Tuesday.
The Blues. Can you imagine Ryan O'Reilly, ladies and gentlemen? The rumors right now, Ryan O'Reilly, a Maple Leaf. He would slot in so good on that second line with Tavares and Marner.
Do you think that he would be taking the draws or Tavares?
I would think Tavares would be taking the draws.
Yeah,
Doesn't he have one of the best face-off percentages in the NHL over the last few years? I mean, they're both great centers.
I think they're both really good at it. I feel like that's also a really big strength. Like, you take into consideration, like, one guy gets tossed out, the other guy hops in, which is really good for a situation in, the playoffs, the defensive end, whatever it is. Rielly would be good. I've seen a couple of interesting players pop up here and there, but I won't talk about them because I really don't want to talk about them. But people are saying that, is he too old now? I don't think he's too old. I feel like this guy's got a lot of heart left in him. I think he's 34.
34? No, he's still got some heart in him. I don't know. Man, didn't he win the what's the MVP award for playoffs? Conn Smythe. Yeah, he won the Conn Smythe. Yeah, like
He's 31, Pete. He's your age.
Oh my God. No, I'm older than him.
Oh, he's got a lot of heart though, right?
Like he's not old. He's just out of his prime. Or maybe he has that.
Which I don't think is a bad thing. He's seeking legit. This coming summer will be his probably his final contract, I would say, or if not, he would have another short-term one. And I think going to a contender would be really good for him to get, prove that he deserves a big contract next. He's probably around the $5 million range, and he's a guy that if he leaves St. Louis, I don't know if he would go back, but obviously that team has given him a lot. He's been to Buffalo, Colorado, and now St. Louis. Actually, sorry, I think it's Colorado, then Buffalo, then St. Louis. But
makes 7.5.
Yeah, it says 6.2 USD though. I think.
What's that?
Salary 6.2. Oh, that's
his cap hit is 7.5. So
okay.
Obviously they need to the Blues need to retain some money in a trade like that.
Which I could see a double retain, which
it's possible, but
I don't know who would go the other way at all.
We'll see. I think the Blues but the Blues still they're still in the playoff mix. They're not going to trade this guy if
they're currently 15-15, I think.
They're 15-15, and they're still in the mix. They're
but
going to trade if they're looking for some prospects. Like you and James were saying last week, we could see Nick Robertson getting traded at some point, which I guess we would have to give up in this trade for Ryan O'Reilly and maybe Matthew Knies.
No, Toppy.
No, you don't want to go away Knies
or whatever. I don't think.
Oh, Toppy.
Clark will have a conversation with us about it too. I'm sure he'll have his own little trade preview. The good, the bad, the ugly. The good. We have a third line that looks like it'll be a formidable one if Engvall stays at this level of aggression. That's pretty understandable. I have noticed him a little bit over the past couple games, and he is forechecking a lot harder on the puck rather than lollygagging like a giraffe does some days.
Hey, giraffes can be vicious, man. Have you seen what this guy looks like without a shirt on? Like he's ripped.
He's shredded. Yes, he is.
Yeah, dude. Like, how is he not crushing guys out there?
I think he's too lanky.
Yeah.
I don't know. He skates really funny, I think, but who knows? I probably skate really funny, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, who are you to judge?
Exactly. The bad. Back-to-back games and a lackluster play where the guys just didn't seem to be fired up to play. Pete, I don't know. I honestly don't know. How do you get the boys fired up next game? Are you going to have a chat with Mitchie again?
Send him a little voice note. Nah, he doesn't need my motivation anymore. Yeah, I wonder if I probably heard those voice notes. I wouldn't be shocked because he uses TikTok. You see him doing those gritty dances. It wouldn't shock me if he actually heard my voice note. But
just be like, "Hey, Mitchie, I know the streak ended, but I think it's time that you start a new one. We've had back-to-back losses. You need to get the boys going.
Time to keep her hot again. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep blasting the big booty mix in the dressing room, whatever you guys listen to. And keep her going. They have a bunch of home games coming up, though, right? So
it's been a lot of home games lately, I noticed.
Yeah, so they're going to get a couple of road trips coming up soon. So that's hopefully they can battle through those.
So it's a back-to-back home games, Lightning Flyers. Then they're on the road for 3. Man, they play freaking New Year's Eve.
Do they actually?
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Along with the World Juniors on that day too, probably.
Probably. I am stoked for that. That is something that I might dip into TikTok lives for that shit.
Might dip into it, buddy. Maybe I'll join you.
Absolutely. The ugly. Boston keeps winning, and Tampa has hit the Leafs and can lose a ton. The Leafs can lose a ton here if we don't get rolling, as James says.
Yeah, no, that's a big game coming up against Tampa. I mean, they're coming off 2 losses right now. They're going to be fired up to play the Tampa Bay Lightning. They know it's a big game. They lose that, Tampa's going to start to slowly creep up on them. So they got to win that one.
Whoa! I just looked at NHL news and notes. We got some interesting news and notes, but yeah, let's get into it. Obviously, I think the top note here is Ryan O'Reilly questionably could be a Leaf. Obviously, Kane is being shopped out there.
I saw that the Leafs have interest in Patrick Kane. Honestly, I wouldn't like it. I don't know.
I would love it. I would love it low key, but I would also hate it because it would probably be a preview of what Matthews and Kane could do at the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, man, USA, it's going to be so tough to watch the Olympics when it's Canada versus USA because you're like, I love Austin, but
yeah, dude, and we haven't seen him yet at the Olympics.
No, we haven't. We saw him on Team North America at that World Cup thing, which was I was shocked with how good that under-23 team was. Like, that was so fun to watch. I don't think you could do that again, but man, I wish I bought one of those jerseys. They're so slick.
They were so slick.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see Kane as a Leaf. What we'd have to give up would be too much. Yeah, and then again, double retain more than likely.
Yeah.
So be a big trade. I don't know if we can pull that off, but I'd rather see Ryan O'Reilly.
I'd rather see somebody of Ryan O'Reilly's caliber.
Imagine we have Morgan Rielly and Ryan O'Reilly.
That is interesting. At least you don't have to put initial on Riley's jersey.
Yeah.
You have the O there.
Oh, yeah.
The salary cap track by Bettman. I listened to 32 Thoughts. I think it was today. This is something that Bettman might be doing in order for the NHLPA to come out and do something. I forget the proper terminology, but he wants to push them into doing something where it helps at the league. I forget the whole details. And Elliot Freeman. I wish we had Elliot Freeman on here because he could report on it way better than I could. But how do you feel about this Bettman only going up by $1 million?
I mean, from what I'm understanding here is that the owners are still owed money from the lockout or the COVID situation, the COVID bubble. And Bettman wants to keep the owners happy, and obviously he's not a fan of the GMs only raising $1 million because he wants to keep his owners happy, right? Like, he wants them to get their money back, and because without the owners, you don't have a hockey team, right? So
yeah, no, I heard that he thinks that if he was to raise it $5 million or whatever, and like he thinks that general managers are too greedy and would actually take full advantage of it rather than actually leave a little bit of space there. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make the owners happy, like you're saying. It would be kind of a bloodbath, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Which sucks. But James's note here is kind of interesting. This third one. The Ducks are hosting an I can't say this word.
Anti-Semitic night.
I'm probably really bad at knowing what this is, but I'm gonna search it up.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what that is.
We're terrible.
Anti-Semitic. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Oh,
what is it?
What? Hostile to or pre?
For
Jewish people.
Oh wow. Okay, that's interesting. I guess with this whole Kanye situation.
Oh.
I don't know if that is linked to it, but that is very interesting. Good for Anaheim then.
Yeah.
I
mean, stand up for your people.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's standing up.
I'm assuming it's positive, not negative.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, could you imagine? Oh my god, the internet would be losing their mind right now. I mean, everyone would, and rightfully so. But it's a good look for Anaheim.
Yeah, it's good to stay in the community's good books rather than be in the dark with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow, I can't spell. I'm having troubles right now. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have had enough.
What was that about the other night? They lost to Anaheim. What, and they were just mad, or what's happening in Edmonton right now?
I would assume that's what it is. I haven't heard much of it, but I know James has his little insiders. I mean, if you look at this, Connor McDavid has 62 points in freaking 32 games. He's almost 2 points per game. And Leon Draisaitl has 54, and I assume around the same.
There are two.
These guys are performing at an absurd project. Like, these guys are probably going for 130 points on the season. And the fact that you can't, you have to take this into a factor. We have 4 guys that are called our core 4. And Edmonton has these 2 superstars. And I will not say superstars lightly. I think we have 2 superstars as well. But the rate that these guys are getting points versus us is way beyond what we are. And it's like, I assume Edmonton is a very depressing place to be, considering that it snows for probably way too long during the season. And I think this team isn't made well. Like, Campbell's having an off year. I don't know if we predicted that or not. But yeah, he did. But like, maybe you shouldn't make your team up of former Leafs. I don't know. You got Hyman, you got Campbell.
They recycle our players.
They do. It's weird, but it is what it is. Like, they have nerves. They have nerves.
The former Leafs they have. They got. What did you say? Jack Campbell,
Hyman,
Zach Hyman.
Yeah, hold on.
Tyson Barrie.
Oh yeah, Tyson Barrie.
I think Cody Ceci. I think he's
Cody Ceci.
Cody Ceci. That's 4. And they have. I think they have one more player. I'm not sure who it is.
Did we ever have Devin Shore?
No, Devin Shore is from Dallas. He was drafted by Dallas. I know that because I worked on his house when I worked in construction, or I worked on his parents' house.
I think that's it. Brett Kulak, we never had. No. Yeah, that should be it.
4 former Leafs, and they're probably going to take Michael Bunting next year. I'm just kidding.
Fuck off!
I don't think they'd be able to afford him anyways.
No, but Evander Kane is still out. If I am correct, I think he is.
He's still out. Yeah, he's gonna be out for a while. Remember, he had
the wrist, right? The wrist injury.
Yeah, dude, that was a crazy injury.
Yeah, that was frightening. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Ken Holland making a team. Like, I don't know. I think his days in Detroit are overblown. Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like, I don't know how long he was there in Detroit, but I honestly kind of think that like the team was almost already set up by the time he got there and in charge. But I could be totally wrong. But I think that, you take those moves in quotations. It's the same with Tampa Bay's general manager right now. He got the GM award I think last year, and it's like,
That's Yzerman's team.
yeah, like you didn't do anything. You made a couple of trades. Actually, it was 2 years ago because they're like, oh yeah, he made these trades and these trades at the deadline to help out the team to win the Stanley Cup. It's like, okay, like the core of the team was already there. You're just adding.
And Yzerman was able to sign Stamkos as well. That I remember the Leafs made an offer on that too. They wanted to get Stammer in Toronto, which I'm sure he would have loved to play here. But we got Tavares instead, which I don't know if is necessarily better, but it's still awesome to have him.
I think it's around the same.
Yeah.
Talent level. Yeah. I think, Tavares plays a little bit more defensively than Stamkos, but yeah. I don't know how I feel about Leon and McDavid.
I just love seeing that team burn with our former players. I don't know what I don't want to see any other Canadian team win the Stanley Cup unless if it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. I hate when everyone bandwagons and cheers. Oh, well, they're a Canadian team. I'm gonna cheer for them. No, you cheer for the team that you grow up watching.
I like Calgary. I think that's one of the only other teams I would cheer for.
Calgary, yeah. Yeah, I got nothing against Calgary. But
like Vancouver, they're okay. Like I wouldn't mind it. Like I cheered for them apparently when I was younger. I think one of my first jerseys was Kessler, which is weird to say.
Kessler jersey, interesting.
Oh yeah. I asked my grandma. She was like, "What do you want from Florida?" I was like, "Grandma, can you look for a Kessler jersey?"
Kessler jersey. I remember my first jersey, dude. I had a Colorado Avalanche jersey. I wore it to like all my school photos. Like I would wear it everything.
I would legit wear it outside during mini sticks, and I would bring like actual pads that my dad bought, and I would play goalie.
You're playing mini sticks outside? How does that work? You're supposed to play in a basement or something. Or
no, we played on a basketball court.
You played mini sticks on a basketball court?
It was a very small basketball court, but yeah. There was like a little square for like, I think they actually purposely made it like into a mini stick thing because they knew it was popular, because it was like a net for us now that I think about it. And that like it was down by the post. So I thought like we were all like, yeah, this is totally mini sticks. And instead of, having those foam mini stick pads, I would bring the big actual hockey goalie pads.
Oh my God, you're wild. You're wild. I don't know. Have you seen the new mini sticks now? They have like, they're composite and they have like curves on them. I'm like, this is not mini sticks.
They're actual sticks, dude. They're actual just mini sticks.
Yeah.
There was, the one that has that little slit in it at the top?
Yeah.
There's like mystery bags that you can get, and you can pull them off and then open them up, and it's that.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I love that when I was a kid, but like screw that, man. Those aren't mini sticks. Those are
I watch Oli, and I forget the other guy.
Off the bench or
yeah. I watch them play mini sticks on their YouTube all the time, and they have like a series. It's freaking hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, you should watch it. They have like a little tournament, and it's Jacob and Oli.
Jacob and Oli, yes, that's right.
And Oli will go, "Jacob, you sloshed me," and he's like bent over, and he's like. And then you'll like actually see that his knee was effed up from it. And then like they have, I don't know, they just wear the silliest outfits like normal. That's and then they do like instant replays, and like some of the saves are just miraculous. They're just saving the most random goals on the line, which
that's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I wish I had mini sticks from the
composite ones, yeah.
Other news in good old London, Ontario. London police have said 5 players are believed to be involved and have handed a 94-page document over.
Wow.
This is in reference to the 2018 World Junior roster. Obviously, some of them were guilty of sexual assault allegations to a woman in London, Ontario. But yeah, don't really want to talk about that much. I'm sure you don't. But yeah,
It's pretty gross, but Yeah.
Gross and
Yeah. We'll
disrespectful.
we'll be respectful to the victim there.
Speaking of World Juniors, the World Juniors are kicking off, and Shane Wright is your captain. Pete, how does Canada do?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the junior players as well as you guys do, but I mean with Connor Bedard and Shane Wright as your top two centers, I think they're gonna do pretty well this year. I mean, they do well every year, but if anything short of a gold medal this year is going to be disappointing as every year.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. Looking at the roster, it's like I looked at America's roster and I'm like, I think we have so much more talent than what they do. They could have the goaltending. I don't know. It's very common in these World Junior Championships for Canada to have a juggernaut forward group and a juggernaut defensive group and a subpar goaltending tandem, which sucks, but I'm sure it happens way too often. The last best goalie for Canada was Carter Hart. And then Price before that. I was having this conversation with my dad. I was just like, we do not produce goaltenders how we should.
No.
It's something we need to focus on.
Yeah, and you know what else sucks is that there's no Leaf prospects this year, I don't think. So
no, I don't
there's
think
not
so.
a single Leaf prospect, which is disappointing, but at least we still get to watch Connor Bedard play, so that's going to be a ton of fun. We'll see how good this kid is and how much he's improved from the World Juniors from the summer.
He's
an absolute mutant.
His years, man. Like
he's a specimen out there.
I think that he is. He's taking McDavid's game and Matthews' game and molding them into himself, and it's kind of terrifying.
How good do you think this player is going to be? Like, you think he's going to be
Connor Bedard is the next one. I can't say like the next one, but like give him a freaking name. Like
it's crazy because there wasn't this much hype for like Matthews. You remember when we drafted Matthews? I was like, oh, I'm sure this guy's good. I didn't realize how good he was, but like the hype around Connor Bedard right now is almost as much as it was for Connor McDavid. I mean, at this point, everyone needs to name their kid Connor to produce a friggin' puck-moving offensive mutant of a specimen. But it's going to be fun to see this kid play. I hope he doesn't end up in the Eastern Conference.
But if he does,
if Anaheim got him, they'd have a lot of good young players.
And his connection with McTavish.
Yes, McTavish, and then you got Zegras, man. That's a lot of skill. Anaheim's gonna be good in a few years.
I don't know where I could see. Like, I really hope Bettman's plan is not to be in Arizona, like this kid to be in Arizona, because his entry level contract will be expired, and he'll be like, peace. Like he will. Actually, no, he can't play. He'll be a restricted free agent and be like, trade me right effing now. I don't want to be any part of this organization.
Or he pulls a Lindros and just says, "No, I'm not playing for you guys. Put me back in the W. Put me back in juniors. Send me to college. Let me see your Arizona State College. I'll play for that team."
If I was of his specimen, I would do that.
Yeah.
I think he, of all people, has the right to.
Like, that would be
my scrub ass. Like, if I got to Arizona, I'd be lucky to play for Arizona. But like him, like, yeah, you know what I mean?
If Arizona wins the lottery, then you gotta think that this shit is rigged.
100%.
Rigged if Arizona wins that lottery draft. Where are they sitting in the standings right now? I don't think they're.
So the Blue Jackets.
Oh man, please don't end up in the East.
The Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are 100%. Blackhawks Blackhawks, Ducks, then Jackets.
Oh
And
wow, the Blackhawks are terrible.
yes, they are 100% going for Connor
They're
Bedard.
7-18-4 right now. Ducks are 9-20-3. Yeah, Blue Jackets.
I
like, you
would
look
say
at-
if they keep up at the pace that they're going, yeah, if you don't get Bedard at that terrible offseason, then
yeah.
doing something wrong. But yeah, I 100% think. Wow, pardon me. I 100% think that Connor Bedard is
Ending up in the West. He's going in the West, right?
I would say you could be right about Anaheim, or I would say Chicago would be a
Chicago.
good
Yeah.
fit. But yeah. Any last notes for you, Petey?
No, nothing off the top of my head here. I'm still waiting on my Boxing Rock bearded blue warrior mask, but that's yet to come.
Okay, well, speaking of which, I guess I forgot about that. Bearded blue warrior this week, Petey. Start it off.
That's a tough one, man. I gotta go. Let's go Shane Wright. Shane Wright gets captain for Team Canada. He'll be my Boxing Rock bearded blue warrior. He's gonna keep her hot and for the World Juniors for us. So shout out to Shane Wright.
Absolutely. And of course, shout out to Boxing Rock Brewing Co.'s Puck Off Lagerdale, the big beer for the big game. I'm going to go with, let's go with Connor Bedard. Kid's going to light it up. He's going to light it up. The World Juniors make me hyped every single year. It's something I look forward to. I didn't focus on it last year on TikTok, but it's something I'm going to drill out a video actually next talking about Finland's roster. So stay tuned for that.
Ooh, exciting.
I'm gonna go through the rosters and see who you actually will be a thorn in our side, which I don't think they're
usually they have these sneaky underrated teams that just somehow win gold medals. Like they've won a few in the last few years, right? So
well, there's been really good goaltending, I think, the last couple of years. Sweden had the Nashville kid.
Saros.
No, Wallstad, I think, or did he go to Minnesota? He might have went to Minnesota. There's another kid on I forget, but there's been a couple of really good goalies that just have been holding them in the game, obviously, which I think is fun to see who's also up and coming in the league. I think Adam Fantilli in the next draft is also somebody on Canada to look out for. He could do some damage. But that is all for us tonight. Thank you guys for stopping by. Take it easy. Stay safe. I will not see you on Wednesday. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because I don't know what our schedule will be like for the show, considering Christmas is next Sunday. So but I'm sure we will chat soon. Stay tuned and look out for my TikTok down here, Pete's TikTok over there, and don't forget to follow Offside Hockey Talk as well, because we will be pumping out Leafs content and the World Juniors.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody stay safe and have a Merry Christmas.
There you go.